Think you need acres of land to grow fresh fruit? Think again. What if I told you that right now, on your tiny balcony, cramped patio, or even inside your apartment, you could be growing full-size, delicious fruit that tastes better than anything from the grocery store? The secret isn't some expensive greenhouse or fancy equipment. It's choosing the right trees that actually want to live in pots. Today, I'm revealing 10 fruit trees that not only survive in containers, they thrive. Some produce fruit in their first year. Others give you harvests that would cost hundreds of dollars at the market. And number 7 is so compact you could grow it on a windowsill, yet it produces fruit year-round. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which trees to buy and how to grow them successfully in the smallest spaces. Hello, garden enthusiasts. Welcome back to Timeless Gardens, where we prove that you don't need wealth or land to grow abundance. If this is your first time here, welcome to a community that believes fresh, homegrown food is everyone's right, not just a luxury for those with big yards. We share practical, budget-friendly advice that works in real life. To my returning subscribers, thank you for being here. Your stories and successes inspire everything we create. Your family. Before we explore these 10 trees, I need your help spreading this message. If you find value here, hit that like button. It costs nothing but helps thousands of other space-limited gardeners discover this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click that button right now and turn on notifications. We share weekly gardening wisdom that saves you money and maximizes your harvests, no matter how small your space. All right, let's dive into these incredible container fruit trees. Here's what makes container fruit growing revolutionary. First, you control everything. The soil quality, the drainage, the location. If a tree needs more sun, you move it. If frost is coming, you bring it inside. Second, dwarf and miniature varieties have been specifically bred to produce full-sized fruit on compact trees. You're not getting tiny, disappointing fruit. You're getting the real deal. Third, container growing is actually easier than in-ground growing in many ways. Better drainage means fewer root diseases. Easier access means better maintenance. And here's the budget angle. One mature fruit tree in a pot can produce $50 to $100 worth of organic fruit every year. That's incredible return on investment. Let's meet these 10 champions. Number 1, Meyer lemon. This is the gateway tree that converts people to container fruit growing. Meyer lemons are naturally compact, incredibly productive, and they fruit almost year-round in the right conditions. The fruit is sweeter than regular lemons, with thin skin and abundant juice. Here's why Meyer lemons excel in pots. They have shallow root systems that adapt perfectly to containers. They're self-pollinating, so you don't need multiple trees. And they're surprisingly cold-hardy for a citrus, handling brief dips to the mid-20s. For containers, choose a pot at least 15 inches in diameter with excellent drainage. Use a well-draining potting mix specifically for citrus. These trees love sun at least 6 hours daily. In winter, bring them inside if temperatures drop below freezing. The best part? Meyer lemons start producing in their second or third year, and mature trees can produce 50 to 100 lemons annually. At grocery store prices for organic lemons, that's serious value. One tree costs around $30 to $50, but pays for itself in the first productive year. Number 2, figs. If there's one fruit tree that was designed for container growing, it's figs. They naturally stay compact. Their roots actually prefer the restriction of a pot, and they produce abundant fruit on young trees. Figs are nearly indestructible. They handle drought, they tolerate various soil types, and they fruit reliably every year. Some varieties, like Petite Negra or Little Miss Figgy, are specifically bred for containers and stay under 4 feet tall. The magic of figs is that restricting their roots actually increases fruit production. In-ground figs often grow huge and produce less fruit. Container figs stay focused on fruiting instead of vegetative growth. Choose a pot around 15 to 20 inches in diameter. Figs prefer well-draining soil and full sun. In cold climates, you can bring them indoors for winter, where they'll go dormant and drop their leaves. Come spring, move them back outside and watch them explode with growth and fruit. Fresh figs at the market cost $4 to $6 per small container. One tree produces dozens of figs over the season. The value is undeniable. Number 3. Dwarf peach trees. Yes, you can grow full-sized, juicy peaches in a pot. Dwarf varieties like Bonanza or El Dorado stay under 6 feet tall, but produce fruit that's identical to full-size peach trees. Peaches need winter chill hours to fruit properly, so they're not ideal for tropical climates, but for most temperate zones, they're perfect. They need full sun, consistent watering, and annual pruning to maintain shape and productivity. The key is choosing true genetic dwarf varieties, not just trees on dwarfing rootstocks. Genetic dwarfs naturally stay small and put their energy into fruiting. Use a pot at least 18 inches in diameter, and be prepared to move up to a 20-gallon container as the tree matures. Peaches start producing in their second to third year. A mature container peach can produce 20 to 40 full-sized peaches per season. Organic peaches cost $3 to $4 per pound at the store. One tree can produce 20 to 30 pounds of fruit. That's $100 or more of value annually. Number 4. Blueberries. Technically a shrub, not a tree, but they deserve a spot here because they're perfect for containers and incredibly productive. Blueberries actually prefer the acidic soil that's easy to create in pots, but challenging to maintain in-ground. Choose varieties bred for containers like Top Hat or Peach Sorbet, which stay under 2 feet tall. Even standard varieties do well in large pots. The key is using acidic potting mix or amending regular mix with sulfur and peat. Blueberries are beautiful ornamentals too. Spring brings delicate bell-shaped flowers, summer brings fruit, and fall brings stunning red and orange foliage. You're getting multiple seasons of beauty plus harvests. Each plant produces several pints of berries per season once established. Organic blueberries cost $5 to $7 per pint at the store. 3 or 4 container blueberry bushes can produce 20 to 30 pints per summer. That's over $100 in savings while eating the freshest berries possible. Number 5. Dwarf apple trees. Growing apples in pots was impossible until breeders developed ultra-dwarf varieties that stay under 8 feet tall. Now you can grow crisp, full-sized apples on your patio. The trick is choosing the right rootstock and variety. Look for trees on M27 or M9 rootstock, which are the most dwarfing. Varieties like Garden Delicious or Urban Apple are specifically bred for container growing. Apples need cross-pollination, so either choose a self-fertile variety or grow 2 compatible varieties together. Some nurseries even sell multi-grafted trees with multiple varieties on one trunk, solving the pollination problem elegantly. Use a large pot, at least 20 inches in diameter, and be prepared to move to a half-wine barrel size as the tree matures. Apples need full sun and consistent care, including annual pruning to maintain shape and encourage fruiting. A mature container apple tree produces 15 to 30 apples per year. Organic heirloom apples cost $3 to $5 per pound at farmers markets. Your tree can produce 20 to 40 pounds of apples. The value adds up quickly. We're halfway through, and I'm curious, are you already growing fruit in containers? Or is this completely new to you? Drop a comment and let me know which tree you're most excited about so far. And if you're finding this valuable, please hit that like button right now. It makes a massive difference in helping other gardeners discover container fruit growing. All right, let's look at 5 more incredible trees. Number 6. Dwarf cherry trees. Both sweet and sour cherries have dwarf varieties perfect for containers. Varieties like Romeo or Juliet stay under 8 feet and produce abundant fruit starting in their 3rd year. Cherries need well-draining soil and full sun. They're surprisingly cold-hardy, which makes them great for northern gardeners who want container fruit. The key is protecting them from birds who love cherries as much as we do. Simple netting solves this problem. Choose sour cherry varieties like North Star for guaranteed success, as they're self-pollinating and more compact. Sweet cherries often need pollinizers, so check requirements before buying. Cherries are expensive at the store, often $5 to $8 per pound for organic. A container cherry tree can produce 10 to 20 pounds of fruit per season once mature. That's $100 or more of value, plus the joy of eating sun-warmed cherries straight from your own tree. Number 7. Kumquat. Here's the windowsill wonder I mentioned at the beginning. Kumquats are the smallest citrus, naturally staying under 4 feet tall, and they fruit prolifically even as young plants. What makes kumquats special is that you eat them whole, skin and all. The skin is sweet, the flesh is tart, and together they're addictively delicious. They're also ornamental, with glossy dark leaves and bright orange fruit that lasts on the tree for months. Kumquats handle lower light than other citrus, making them perfect for bright indoor spaces. They're also the most cold-hardy citrus, surviving brief dips into the teens. This makes them suitable for climates where other citrus fail. A single kumquat tree can produce hundreds of fruits per year. They're expensive at specialty markets when you can even find them. Growing your own means unlimited supply of this unique fruit that most people never get to enjoy fresh. Number 8. Dwarf pomegranate. These beautiful shrubs produce full-sized, delicious pomegranates on plants that stay under 4 feet tall. They're drought-tolerant once established, handle heat brilliantly, and the bright orange flowers are stunning. Pomegranates are low maintenance compared to other fruit trees. They don't need much pruning, they handle neglect well, and they're relatively pest-free. They do need full sun and good drainage, but in pots, that's easy to provide. Varieties like Nana are specifically bred for containers and produce fruit identical to full-size pomegranate trees. The trees are also deciduous, meaning they go dormant in winter, which makes overwintering simple even in cold climates. Organic pomegranates cost $3 to $5 each at the store. One container tree produces 10 to 20 pomegranates per season. That's $50 to $100 of fruit from a plant that requires minimal care. Number 9. Dwarf banana. Yes, you can grow bananas in pots, and yes, they'll actually produce edible fruit. Dwarf Cavendish banana plants stay under 6 feet tall and produce full-size banana bunches in warm climates or heated spaces. Bananas aren't true trees. They're herbaceous perennials, which makes them perfect for containers. They grow fast, produce fruit in 12 to 18 months, and then die back and send up new shoots that produce the next crop. The key is warmth and humidity. Bananas need temperatures above 50 degrees and prefer 60 to 80 degrees. They also need consistent moisture and feeding during the growing season. In cold climates, grow them in a greenhouse or sunroom. The experience of harvesting your own banana bunch is unforgettable. The fruit tastes completely different from store-bought, sweeter, and more complex. Even if you only get one bunch per year, the novelty and flavor make it worthwhile. Number 10. Olive trees. These Mediterranean beauties adapt surprisingly well to container life. They're drought-tolerant, handle neglect, and their silvery foliage is gorgeous year-round. Plus, you can harvest both table olives and make your own olive oil. Olives need full sun and excellent drainage, both easy to provide in containers. They're slow-growing, which is actually an advantage in pots because you don't constantly fight to control size. Many varieties self-pollinate, so one tree is sufficient. Varieties like Arbequina stay naturally compact and produce abundant fruit. The trees are also extremely long-lived. There are container olive trees that are decades old, still producing fruit annually. Olives require curing before eating, which is a simple process of brining or salt curing. Artisanal olives cost $8 to $15 per pound. One mature container olive tree can produce 10 to 20 pounds of olives. The value and satisfaction of producing your own olives and oil is immeasurable. Before we wrap up, let's talk about essential container care that applies to all these trees. First, drainage is critical. Every pot needs drainage holes, and the soil must drain freely. Use quality potting mix, not garden soil, which compacts in containers. Second, consistent watering is key. Containers dry out faster than ground soil. Check moisture daily in summer, less often in winter. Use mulch on the soil surface to reduce evaporation. Third, feed regularly during the growing season. Container trees can't access nutrients from surrounding soil, so they depend on you. Use organic fertilizers formulated for fruit trees. Fourth, prune annually to maintain size and encourage fruiting. Most fruit trees produce on new growth, so proper pruning increases yields. Finally, protect roots in winter. In cold climates, move tender trees indoors or into protected areas. For hardy trees, insulate pots with bubble wrap or bury them in mulch to prevent root freezing. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 10 trees are you going to try first? What's your biggest concern about growing fruit in containers? Share everything in the comments. This community thrives on shared experiences and problem solving together. If this video opened your eyes to the possibility of growing your own fruit in small spaces, please hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to see it. You might be giving them the push they need to start growing their own food. And if you haven't subscribed to Timeless Gardens yet, do it now. Click that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're covering everything from container growing to budget gardening, all with practical advice that works in real life. Remember, you don't need land or money to grow abundance. You just need the right plants and the right knowledge. These 10 fruit trees prove that anyone, anywhere can harvest fresh, organic fruit from their own space, no matter how small. Thank you so much for watching today. Until next week, keep growing, keep experimenting, and keep enjoying the incredible rewards of container fruit growing. This is Timeless Gardens, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy growing!